Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We're here doing the lessons of A Course in Miracles, and today we are on lesson number 99. Salvation is my only function here. Before we jump into that, I want to just do a little quick check-in on yesterday's lesson. So I'm not able to remember them every hour for 5 minutes, but when I do remember them, I say it so many times, and it's probably more than 5 minutes because I get really excited, like, yes, I remembered, and then I just repeat it so many times. It's probably like 20 minutes. So yeah, just keeping it real, being honest, and it still feels good. I was remembering as I was saying it yesterday that it's getting supported and amplified by God, by Jesus, by the Holy Spirit, like, woo, extra credit every time we even say it. So I'm just trying to be gentle with myself and be forgiving with myself and keep trying to the best of my ability to say the lessons to myself as often as possible without having to set an alarm or any of that, which maybe that works for people and that's a good thing to do. I just don't want to do that. So today's lesson is another beautiful one, another excellent kind of reminder to yourself that you're doing incredible work. You're healing yourself, you're healing the world, and that's just a great feeling. So let's jump on in. Lesson number 99, salvation is my only function here. Salvation and forgiveness are the same. They both imply that something has gone wrong, something to be saved from, forgiven for, something amiss that needs corrective change, something apart or different from the will of God. Thus do both terms imply a thing impossible, but yet which has occurred, resulting in a state of conflict seen between what is and what could never be. Truth and illusions both are equal now, for both have happened. The impossible becomes the thing you need forgiveness for, salvation from. Salvation now becomes the borderland between the truth and the illusion. It reflects the truth because it is the means by which you can escape illusions. Yet it is not yet the truth because it undoes what was never done. How could there be a meeting place at all where earth and heaven can be reconciled within a mind where both of them exist? The mind that sees illusions thinks them real. They have existence in that they are thoughts, and yet they are not real because the mind that thinks these thoughts is separate from God. What joins the separated mind and thoughts with mind and thought, which are forever one? What plan could hold the truth inviolate, yet recognize the need illusions bring and offer means by which they are undone without attack and with no touch of pain? What but a thought of God could be this plan by which the never done is overlooked and sins forgotten which were never real? The Holy Spirit holds this plan of God exactly as it was received of him within the mind of God and in your own. It is apart from time in that its source is timeless, yet it operates in time because of your belief that time is real. Unshaken does the Holy Spirit look on what you see, on sin and pain and death, on grief and separation and on loss. Yet does he know one thing must still be true. God is still love, and this is not his will. This is the thought that brings illusions to the truth and sees them as appearances behind which is the changeless and the sure. This is the thought that saves and that forgives, because it lays no faith in what is not created by the only source it knows. This is the thought whose function is to save by giving you its function as your own. Salvation is your function, with the one to whom the plan was given. Now are you entrusted with this plan along with him? He has one answer to appearances, regardless of their form, their size, their depth, or any attribute they seem to have. Salvation is my only function here. God is still love, and this is not his will. Once again, they always use the word this, and you kind of like insert whatever your grievance, resentment, trauma, upset, blame, shame thing is. You who will yet work miracles, be sure you practice well the idea for today. Try to perceive the strength in what you say, for these are words in which your freedom lies. Your Father loves you. All the world of pain is not His will. Forgive yourself the thought He wanted this for you. Oh, that's a good one. Forgive yourself the thought He wanted this for you. Then let the thought with which He has replaced all your mistakes enter the darkened places of your mind that thought the thoughts that were never His will. This part belongs to God, as does the rest. It does not think its solitary thoughts and make them real by hiding them from Him. Let in the light, and you will look upon no obstacle to what He wills for you. Open your secrets to His kindly light and see how bright this light still shines in you. Practice His thought today and let His light seek out and lighten up all darkened spots and shine through them to join them to the rest. It is God's will your mind be one with His. It is God's will that He has but one Son. It is God's will that His one Son is you. Think of these things in practicing today and start the lesson that we learned today with this instruction in the way of truth. Salvation is my only function here. Salvation and forgiveness are the same. Then turn to Him who shares your function here and let Him teach you what you need to learn to lay all fear aside and know yourself as love, which has no opposite in you. Forgive all thoughts which would oppose the truth of your completion, unity, and peace. You cannot lose the gifts your Father gave. You do not want to be another self. You have no function that is not of God. Forgive yourself the one you think you made. Forgiveness and salvation are the same. Forgive what you have made, and you are saved. There is a special message for today which has the power to remove all forms of doubt and fear forever from your mind. If you are tempted to believe them true, remember that appearances cannot withstand the truth these mighty words contain. Salvation is my only function here. God still is love, and this is not His will. Your only function tells you you are one. Remind yourself of this between the times you give 5 minutes to be shared with Him who shares God's plan with you. Remind yourself, salvation is my only function here. Thus do you lay forgiveness on your mind and let all fear be gently laid aside, that love may find its rightful place in you and show you that you are the Son of God. What a beautiful lesson. All right, now let's take a look and see what A Year of Forgiveness has to say about lesson number 99. Salvation is my only function here. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Forgiveness and salvation are one, because when you practice forgiveness, you no longer argue with what is. What is being manufactured and created from the collective mind of the Son of God? You experience the results via the effects of your thinking, belief system, and values. There is no point to argue with reality because it is the result of much rumination. It is like having a mold that produces a candle. Oh, this is a good image. You examine the candle and see a fault. You try to fix the candle. You shape it, you sand it, you smooth it until the fault is gone. Then you make another candle, but it has the same error in it. So you must do the work again. You must shape it, sand it, smooth it until the error is gone. That is what you consider problem solving in your daily life. When you use the mold to make another candle, lo and behold, you have another faulty candle. This is what most of you do. Every day you encounter problems that are distortions of the one mind of which you are a part, but you do not change the mold. The mold is what we work on here. This is why your life gets easier and easier when you choose forgiveness. Forgiveness changes the mold. In forgiveness, you no longer choose separation. You no longer remove yourself from love and your brothers and sisters, which are also love. You remove the error from the mold. You now produce a faultless candle. Your life becomes increasingly faultless. In A Course in Miracles, this is referred to as the happy dream. Yes, you still seemingly have a body, reside in time, walk the face of this planet, and exist in separation. But you are not required to live this way. You are not forced to unconditionally participate in miscreations. You choose consciously where your mind goes, what you focus on, and what you choose to let go of because it is in the eternal now. With a forgiving, loving mind, you have the ability to create what you'd like to experience. That is what this world is for. It is not for the deep and terrible suffering some of you go through. That is enough to cause suicide attempts, which succeed at times. It is not designed to be that way. You are designed to live in a happy experience of separation, playing out the games you want to play for a little while until you tire of them. Let us get you back into a place of peace. Let us get you back into a place of joy and happiness. Then you can experience the things you want in this 3D world that you call life. I am that one you know as Jesus. We will speak to you again tomorrow. Wow, so what a great teaching today. Salvation is my only function here. Salvation and forgiveness are the same. And we need to stop being insane beings that are trying to change the candle when it's really the mold that has the problem, which is our mind. It's always our mind. A Course in Miracles is how we do this. Seems pretty easy. We're on lesson 99. At this point, if you've done the lessons before and you're running through them again, it should really feel very familiar. And I just feel the presence of Jesus all the time. And it feels like this is my third time going through the lessons. And I've been listening to all the channeled material from Tina, as well as channeled material from Zena through Carol Morgan, from Ezekiel through Antoinette. And it feels like all of this information is really streamlining into one constant message about being in separation and still being in the moment and finding love, adding more love to whatever the situation is, and seeking the comfort of my brothers and sisters who are also on this path so that I can have this like-minded conversation about whatever my problems are at the time, or my grievances or resentments are at the time going on in this so-called reality. So I'm really grateful. Thanks for being here with me today. Tomorrow we're doing lesson 100. Feels like a big milestone. I appreciate all of you, and I hope that you're getting through these lessons with some added peace in your day, and that this is bringing comfort to your life as much as possible. Mwah! Lots of love to you. See you tomorrow.